Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Luke, and I'm joined by
Walter,
Kelvin.
So yes, guys, these dudes are joining me today, and we're going to be looking at something, like always, very interesting. And so, first and foremost, we're gonna watch a video where we're gonna derive our topic and our conversation from. And yep, here we go.
Hey girl, hey, it's Shamika Sanders, Brandy Victorian, and Kiara Kelly. Same host, new hair, out here flossing for you guys. And you are watching Listen to Black Women. On this show, we are listening to you and exploring the voices of Black women. To do that, we are asking to hear your opinion on our weekly topics on Hello Beautiful and MadameNoire, seeing what you have to say on social media, as well as checking what other conversations related to the topic are happening elsewhere on the web. So ladies, let's do it.
Let's get them.
Let's get it.
So this week we're discussing toxic masculinity, but before we actually get into the discussion, let's really explain what we mean by that phrase.
Yes, because we got to silence the not all men crowd right now. We're not saying that all men are toxic, but there are a lot of behaviors that men participate in that we could consider toxic masculinity.
Exactly, and that's homophobia, sexism, hyper-masculine behaviors, hyper-competitiveness, violence, aggression, all those things really fall under the umbrella of toxic masculinity.
And men aren't taught to deal with their emotions. They aren't given the language to articulate their feelings, and it manifests in these ways, in violence and all the things you just listed.
Absolutely.
Here are just a few examples of these behaviors from headlines straight from Hello Beautiful and MadameNoire. Men aren't happy with Issa Rae's new show about dating as a bisexual black man, but she cares not.
Khalees reveals Nas was physically abusive during their marriage. It's a hard one.
Now, at its worst and most dangerous, toxic masculinity actually results in violence and or murder of women at the hands of their partners, and we have a few more real-life examples of that.
Brownsville, Brooklyn man kills 3 family members and himself after a family feud.
Husband suspected of killing 22-year-old wife who was 8 months pregnant by pushing her down the stairs. So, as we mentioned, these are the real-life examples happening to men and women in our communities that demonstrate the devastating and violent outcomes of toxic masculine tendencies.
With all that being said, the question of the week is, are we currently experiencing a crisis of masculinity? Each week we scour the internet to see what you have to say about the topics we're discussing. Things got a little heated in the MadameNoire comment section, per usual, when we asked you, what is toxic masculinity? One MadameNoire commenter wrote, toxic masculinity is what way too many young men of color are suffering from these days. These men are haters of independent women. They are homophobic. They are self-haters. You can't get any more toxic than that.
But I think her point of the more independent women become, the more men struggle to find their place in society, because a lot of people feel like right now we're having an issue because women are, making money. A lot of women say they don't need a man for anything, and men are kind of lost. Where do I fit into this? And then where they fit in is acting out, on us and themselves.
Kiara, you actually tweeted, there are many internet uprisings happening against the normality of abuse, verbal and physical.
So when I wrote the piece, I was seeing a lot of women on social media coming forward and actually saying, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. And I think a part of that...
Okay. I think we've taken in enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've taken in enough already.
Yeah,
so I think it's time to offload. Okay. Where do we start? Okay, let's start on the definition of toxic masculinity. Yes, we can all agree that there is such a thing as man being toxic, right?
Yeah.
Right? We all agree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone agrees, right?
Definitely.
I agree with it. Yes, man can be toxic. I agree on that point. But, okay.
But we can say that we can agree on it until a certain point.
To a certain extent, though. To a certain extent, because we can't, also they also made the point of we can't generalize it as well.
Yeah.
We can't generalize it. So, yes, I agree with them on that. But then, there's one point the lady I think on my right, on the right stated that a lot of men are not taught to deal with their emotions. How much do you guys agree with that?
Okay, on that, right, I feel like it's partly true, right? Reason being is that men cannot look weak,
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
that's true.
So that's why I feel like that can justify it. Men, we don't want to look weak in front of women or other men, if I should say. We don't want to look weak.
Okay.
So, most for a person to teach us or being able to,
Okay, for us to be able to articulate our emotions, is it difficult?
yeah, it's
Would
quite.
you agree it's difficult?
Yeah, it's quite difficult.
And yes, you agree with the point that she stated that
Yeah,
yes,
they I agree with.
men
that.
are not taught to. Yes, but whose problem is it really?
I
Who's to
think
teach? Who's to teach? Yeah.
I think it's a society that we grew up in. Like from a youngin, we're told that as a boy you must be strong, you know. Boys don't cry, woo, and stuff like that. You check. So as you grow older, like most of the time, men tend to bottle in their emotions. You check, and it's hard for a guy like to go to another guy and start, you know, like I'm going through this, woo, and stuff. It's hard, you know, to express your emotions. You check.
Exactly.
Niggas don't take you serious.
Exactly.
You can do it. There's other guys, you know, other friends that you know they will understand, but then most of the time you check, they prefer to keep it in. And then when they think of, let's say, going to a lady, they also don't want to seem weak to that.
Oh, to express their emotions.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like you're a husband and at work, let's say something happened and you come back home and start making your wife.
You know, I personally, I don't even know why I find it so funny, but the reason why I'm also laughing is because it's so ridiculous. Because it's a society built thing.
Yeah, true.
You know that men are
Yeah.
supposed to, they're not supposed to cry.
Yeah, they're
But
supposed to-
aren't men emotional being also to some extent? No, not even to some extent. Always, we are emotional
We're
as
very
well.
emotional, yeah. That's why we have a lot of suicide, the suicide rate, it's men that committed a lot. If you check,
Yes, more than
Because
women.
a lot of guys are depressed and they cannot talk about it.
You know, that's the funny thing. I'm thinking about it. It says that women are more prone to what's this to depression than
Yeah.
men, but men commit more suicide than women,
Exactly.
like a global rate.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Is it because? I'm sorry, guys, but I just find it personally. I find it so ridiculous that the same ladies, ne?
Yeah.
This is why I find it so funny, is because it baffles me, and that the same ladies who are saying that men are not that expressive are the same ones who will ridicule a man if a man has to come out and say, "Hey, I was being abused."
Yeah.
They're the
that's
same
true.
ones who
Yeah,
tell a
true.
man that he's not man enough. Are you guys getting me, right?
Yeah, I'm getting
They'll say that, oh no, nah, you're wrong. You should come to us, you know, we'll accept you and stuff like that. But once you start telling them, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a whole different story.
it's a 10 of I don't know where I saw this, but funny enough, some ladies say they don't like their man weak. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, you see.
Exactly that.
see.
I remember now. Now I remember properly. There was a lady who dumped a man because he was just being emotional, like just expressing his emotions. Her seeing that weak point in him,
Yeah.
she decided to dump him, to say no, he was behaving like a woman now. Like, which
You see?
Which is a very funny situation.
Yeah.
which is a very funny situation for anyone to be in. So yeah, that was a point. And so we stated that society is to be blamed for this, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like it's a stigma or a message sent across, society, that a man should not be weak. If a man is weak,
Yeah.
he's a CC.
Exactly.
But it's not the reality of things, because if that's the message, right, then that stops a lot of men from being vulnerable in relationships.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You get it, right?
yeah, I get it.
I mean, you are in your relationship. I think we can take that from you, because
Yeah, true.
how do you think what's this vulnerability has contributed to the success in your relationship thus far?
Okay, to my side, right? I feel that at times it's literally okay to be vulnerable in front of a person you love.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? The thing is, it's quite acts out in different ways, whereby you're vulnerable to a person you love and you're vulnerable to a person you just from meeting.
Mm. Yeah,
You understand?
that's
You
yeah,
understand?
that's a nice one.
You see, so for me, being open to the person I love and showing my emotions and being able to be weak for that period, and her showing me the affection, showing me that I'm not a sissy.
Oh, you see, that's love now.
You
Yeah.
understand?
That means the person loves you.
Exactly. You understand?
But you can also not overdo it. Then you become.
No, but we are not saying overdoing it. In this case, we talking for the man who, like you stated, it's different when you are vulnerable to a person you just met, and to a person who is in love with you as well, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we are speaking for the guys who are showing, just the guys who are really. I personally feel like some of us niggas who are really struggling with being vulnerable, and just because you are vulnerable and you are expressing your love for this person, you're already seen as a
The bar.
Yeah.
Stupid.
as a stupid guy, just
Yeah.
because you are too expressive. And do you now blame guys for bottling up their emotions and everything? Do you blame them really?
No, we don't literally blame
Nah, I
them
don't
because
blame them.
because remember, as we said, society plays a big role, because society expects a guy to act in a certain way.
Uh-huh.
Understand? Even if you act in a way that the society does not approve, what does that make you?
CC
Exactly.
and misfit.
Exactly. And what did they say? Toxic.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You see?
true. That's true. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah. There are some females that you can express your feelings to, and they'll be caring, and and others it will be like, I don't know how they'll take it. They'll take it as if like you're a CC and whatnot, and it's unattractive to them.
Hence, a lot of men are keeping this in them, ne? And just
Yeah.
because they can't express themselves, it comes off in a form of aggression.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was also about to say that there's a certain part where I feel like women, I don't think they get it, that most of their actions, men react to it.
True.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah, if you're in a relationship with someone,
You
Mm,
see,
then
they
most of it-
react to what you give them.
True.
You see, so that's why I feel like when you say a man is toxic, how did he become toxic?
Yes, how did he reach a point of that toxicity?
Exactly, you
Yeah.
get that's what
Because he
that's what
can't
I
just
think.
reach there himself. Something led him there.
Mm.
Hence, I feel like, you see, because men are, showing affection and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and a lot of women are turned off by men being emotional and expressing themselves. The worst part is, I saw a video, a woman reacting to, funny enough, I remember her name. And the man was expressing himself, the fact that men are not only providers. Men should not only be seen as providers, as is it milking cow, whatever,
Yeah.
a cash cow. Yes, they should not be seen as that. Men also have emotion. They should be cared for. They should be listened to. Oh, this lady went about ridiculing this man.
Can you see? That's a thing that, like, so if a guy that is going through something and also watches that, like, how is he gonna be able to, like, express his feelings?
True.
They're gonna bottle it in, especially if, let's say, you go to the ladies comment section and then you see like people are laughing, also making fun of that. So it just like discourages men and guys to to express their feelings and whatnot. If we have people like that who ridicule guys
Showing
for-
emotions.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, hey, guys, it's a bit painful.
Yeah, it's more of like we need, okay, with females, I feel like it's one thing that they need to understand is that we as guys, we've got emotions.
Yeah.
All guys, we all act tough.
Yeah.
No matter what stuff goes down in your life, you always act tough.
You know why you act tough? Because showing emotions in society is ridiculed.
Yeah.
And is shown and is being seen as weakness. So you just have to act tough, because if you show your emotions, you are weak. Act tough, and in doing so, a lot of people go to the extent of being too toxic because they don't even know what's the limit.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, and another thing is that some people will take advantage of you, like showing emotions. Let's you're in a relationship and you show emotions. You see, they'll think that, oh no, nah, this guy is a party. Woo. What does she do? She
plays him.
Exactly.
But then what do you expect from that man, let's say a few years later, after you've played him?
It's going to be bad because the time that he expressed himself, he got played. So what happens? He stops expressing himself. So he becomes toxic. You see, he bottles things in.
Yeah.
When sometimes when he tries to express himself, it comes off as if like he's angry and stuff like that.
I think this is the same thing I spoke about in the first video, right?
Yeah.
That when a man is trying to reaffirm his manlyhood, he'll go to whatsoever extent, and him trying to reaffirm that, manifests in the form of him being aggressive, being hostile, and of course, according to them, that's toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
That's a man trying to express himself because he was told that expressing yourself in this manner is weak.
Yeah.
So the only way to express himself in a way that is acceptable and that he knows is fine is in that manliness. You know, that manliness, violence and all.
Yeah.
But that's not it. Second point, one of the ladies spoke on that a lot of men are angry that a lot of ladies are becoming more independent. What do you guys say to that? Is that true?
We're not angry.
No, we're not.
Like,
A lot of she says a lot of men don't weigh they do not know where they fit in because a lot of ladies are actually becoming independent. Do you guys agree with that really?
personally, no. I personally
No, so I don't
agree with
personally
that.
think we're angry or men are angry because women are becoming independent, which is women being independent is something, it's okay, it's something good, understand? But then why would a man literally okay, we can say that the men that have the mentality of a woman should be a housewife.
Okay.
Maybe those guys are angry.
You see, maybe those guys are angry because remember from childhood, from back then, they believed that a woman's duty is to being in the house.
Okay.
So they carried that mentality all the way. So now those kind of men, when they now see women are now becoming independent, now
Maybe those are the guys that might
Maybe
be
yeah,
angry.
maybe
But
those are-
personally, if you actually think like having ladies that are actually doing something for themselves, having a career and whatnot, it's actually good. Especially if you're gonna marry one like that, it takes off like a lot of weight out of your shoulder because you're able to marry someone that is also able to provide for the kid, to help. Like when you're going through a hard time at work, or maybe they drop you at work, your wife is there to help with financial things.
Exactly.
So I think for guys, if there are guys that are angry at that, then it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
something else.
I have no problem with independency, right? With women becoming independent. But this is what I personally will disagree on is women now trying to compete with men and trying to play the role a man plays or a man should play.
Nah, that's crazy.
You see, that's the other side, the flip coin of what we call independence in society.
That's
You get it?
Yeah.
That's the flip side, because for some people that's independency now.
Yeah.
It's not what we are talking about. A lady's working, helping you in a home. No.
Yeah.
For other ladies, it's the other way around.
Okay.
I'm competing with men. I mean, that's the radical side of feminism now. It's equality with men to the extent where she will want to play the role of a man.
Of a man.
What do you guys now say to that? On that, on that flip coin, because now this is a different, it's a different scenario.
Yeah.
Because now it's not independence of let me help my man, no, but it's independence of I don't need no man.
Nah, I think like with both genders, we both need each other. I think we both have a role to play. You check.
Yeah.
Because you cannot we both have a role to play. So you cannot like a female saying that, oh no, I don't need a man because I'm independent and I have a job. Ooh, nah.
No, it doesn't. I feel it doesn't work like that, because remember, as you said, we both trying to help each other. We now we're not equal, but then it's more of like a balance.
Yeah, we
a
balance
scale.
each other.
We're balancing each other, right? Now, when you're trying to be better than a man, it's more of say that you can literally lift up a 500 kg brick once.
You see?
Is it not what society is all about now?
See,
is that not the conflict we have now?
Yeah, that's the
That's
conflict.
it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the conflict we literally have now. Because independency means I can do whatsoever I want, whenever I want. You can't tell me no bull.
You see, that's the problem.
I am my own woman.
Yeah, I am my own woman. I can do whatever I want. He has nothing to say. You see, that I don't agree with that independence.
Nah,
No.
Personally, I don't agree with it. I agree with the independence of a woman acknowledging that there's still a place for a man in her life, in her world.
Yeah.
And yes, she also acknowledges that she also has a part to play,
Exactly.
and not throw the blame entirely on the man. You see,
Yeah.
that I agree with. Don't you think it's a bit difficult? Even the stats. Don't you think their stats are a bit biased
They are.
because they didn't take the aspect of man?
Yeah.
You see, that's what I found here.
Yeah.
That the stats are too biased, because I've come to understand that in order for us to get a meaning and to find a middle ground to things, we need to look at both aspects.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, which we have done. If you're a lady and in a relationship and it gets abusive, report it. We've done that.
Yeah.
But I felt in their case, at looking at this toxic masculinity, the mistake they made was, whether it was intentional or not, was to look at only the side of the woman.
Yeah.
You can't tell me 70-something% of women feel like men can't protect them and men don't protect them. It's a lie. It's a lie. That's I don't know what type of protection that is, but that's a lie. Because how many men also are being listened to also? How many men? I mean, this is one-sided story. You as a man tell your story as well. You won't be believed.
Yeah, that's
gonna
so true,
be-
yeah.
You see, like the story, is it Naz? I don't know, Naz's wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a story. We didn't listen to Naz's story.
Yeah.
Even about ladies being physically attacked. We only saw their part. Yes, the number of these ladies have been attacked. But who knows, they also attacked the guy first.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or what drive the attack?
What drove the attack?
You understand?
You see, that's what I don't like about this.
Yeah, it's
That's
more-
why I disagree.
Yeah, it's more of like society has put something like okay, let's say a guy beats a woman, right? Whatever the lady did or whatever drove it don't care.
It's
about
irrelevant.
it. We don't care.
The only thing that matters here is the girl got beaten.
Beaten.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
you see, that's the thing with society. Like, I don't condone any beating of females or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But as a lady or female, and if you start putting your hands on someone else, like, and they retaliate, you cannot blame them. I saw this video. It was in a KFC, and Do you guys know about it?
Yep, I know that video, bro.
There was this guy who was being beaten like crazy by a lady, and he was doing nothing.
Yeah, but it was
And
clean,
there was no one to
Did you see it trend on Twitter?
and there
You
was
see it anyway?
and there was no one to come and like, you know, cut out the fight or whatever, the beating, whatever. No, everyone stood there and watched.
If it so happened that that guy, he fought back, and they didn't record that first part of the video, and he fought back or he clapped or punched or something, what was gonna happen?
it's gonna be a big. not
Women
even-
kept it KFC. That's what the headlines will be.
Yeah, you see, so like,
Which is a bit unfair, personally. So I guess that's my take from their. I guess we've said enough. That's my take from their video. Quite biased, because
Yeah,
you
they're
didn't take
biased,
it from
yeah.
you didn't take it from both side of the story, and making conclusion on only looking at one side of things. That doesn't work. Let me just say, imagine you as a woman, you know, anyone seeing those numbers. Already you are affected, right? In some way, you're gonna be impacted to say, "Oh, these men are really trash." But is that the truth? No, these ladies were just being so biased that they look at one stats and one side of the story, and they didn't look at the other side of the story. Saying, "Oh no, man, angry that a lot of women are becoming independent." No, I feel like men are angry at that type of independency that we described,
yeah.
where it's me. I don't need a man. What can a man tell me? You know, that type of independency. But independency where I'm trying to help my man, we're working together and we're building something. I think a lot of men are happy with that. I'm fine with that. I'm for that.
Yeah, also.
You know, so that's my take on it. Your take?
For me, I feel like first and foremost, ladies, please don't take this wrong. We're not saying that men all men are driven by your actions.
Nope.
No, we're not saying that.
Yeah,
Nope.
there are some that
No.
are just
Yeah, we no. I
psychopaths.
mean, we already stated
who are
it.
crazy
Yeah, some
and
men
whatnot.
are
Yeah,
crazy.
There are some men out there whereby, for instance, because one thing women should also understand is that also men go through certain stuff. A man abused from childhood will more like vent his anger on the woman,
Yes.
which that is it's something
What
wrong.
It's a different
Yeah,
story.
which is
Something
It's a
wrong.
different. It's
So,
wrong.
You understand? Which that is, and we agree with this, like totally wrong.
Like, it doesn't
Listen.
matter what you went through as a child, as a guy, that you should be out here beating ladies
Ladies,
because you are beaten as a child.
You
Like,
see.
you should know better, and like, you know, because you being in that situation and being beaten, like, you should know better, like, and how
Exactly.
the other person feels that you attack him.
Exactly.
So yeah. Oh, so that's your take.
Yeah, that's my
Your take.
My take from this video.
Yeah.
But I feel like these ladies, they're just trying to make guys look bad, like to make the male gender look bad, instead of looking at the fact that, as we always say, like, there's bad people, and this thing of trying to make, because you'll see other guys, like, they're gonna come here and gonna make the ladies look bad. Nah, look at that, like, there are things that women do, you see, like emotional abuse, they do that also. It's just that guys don't speak up about that. Look, as we say, you check, there's a lot of things that our ladies do that we don't speak, that, like, we just brush them off.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean that they're angels and whatnot. You check. So that, as you say, they were supposed to, like, look at this, like, in both ways, like, from the male and the female perspective.
So that we can get meaning, because meaning
Yeah.
is found by looking at both sides of the things.
Yeah, because this just creates like a division with males and females.
Yeah, true.
It causes that drift a bit more even,
Yeah.
because guys, we won't find meaning if we look at one side of the story only. I mean, we should look at both sides. And yes, I still acknowledge the fact that men are not given enough credit. That's it.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Men are not given enough credit in society. Personally, that's how I feel. Men are not given enough credit, because there are certain expectations placed on men that are quite unrealistic. That a man should not express his emotions. a woman will literally take advantage of you just because you express your emotions, you know. Majority of time I feel like it's men than ladies. And I'm not disagreeing the fact that there are some ladies who got taken advantage of just because they were too good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not, disregarding that fact. That fact still stands, but then majority of time I feel like men are not given so much attention the way in which ladies are given attention to, and because of that, a lot of issues are still repeating themselves, constantly constantly repeating themselves. And I guess the only way to find a solution is by analyzing both sides of the story and seeing what we can do and how we can do it. So that's my take on it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. And yes, guys, I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Ciao.